Right, good evening, people. My name is JR and I am the FR Gooner. I'm joined there this week with John and Kerr. You guys well?
Yeah, good. Thanks, brother.
Thank you,
Yourself?
bro.
Good, good, good. It's been a good week for all of us, obviously, with Arsenal getting the victory. It seems like a million years ago now, but we're going to touch on that. Firstly, I want to say congratulations to John. You got the score right. You got the result right too. Kerr, you got the result right, but not the score. Same with me. But John, I'll start with yourself. Were you
Mm.
impressed with the victory?
Yeah, I think it was a good performance. That would have been an easy game to slip up in, with all the narrative around it and um, you know, using the same players, etc. We talked about lack of squad depth. People like me have been shouting and going on about that. So yeah, it was
Mm,
a good strong performance. Um, and those are the games where we kind of have to show that level of performance and keep the momentum going before games like the one we have tomorrow. So yeah, good performance, keeps the momentum going, keeps the pressure up. Because I wasn't expecting one of the other results to go the way it did. And as we're speaking
yeah,
now, another result is going in our favour. So yeah, good performance, good victory. We needed that revenge anyway. But I do feel like Brentford, they didn't come with the same energy as they did in that first game. They didn't come with the same sort of organisation and that bounce. So yeah, they made it slightly easier for us, but good victory, good victory.
yeah. I think it was because the first time around it was a opening match of the season. They had a lot to impress. They just moved up to the Premiership. But yeah, like you said, I think this was quite comprehensive this time. 24 shots from Arsenal, 8 on target, 67% possession to 33. It was a good victory. And it's one of those teams that on another day you could see yourself getting a draw or not getting that result that you needed. So it was good that
Exactly.
we did get the result. I want to touch upon um, ESR, Mill Smith Rowe.
Mhm.
21 years old, 9 goals so far. How good is he, Kerr? Is it
Oof.
is it is it too early to get excited, or can we say he's a class player?
I wouldn't say it's too early to get excited. I mean, I think it might be too early to say that he's the best player in the world or anything
Mm,
in his position or anything. He's still got a lot to learn, etc. We can't get overly excited
mm,
and expect too much from him. He's still young, he's still learning the game. Um, he's going through a good patch at the moment, but I don't want it to be a thing where we expect this kind of level of consistency and productivity from him at the moment. Like going forward, like consistently. I think
mm.
like there will be patches where it will dry up. Um, and I feel he's a young player. I feel like that goes with young players. They have their moments. I feel like Saka had one of those at the beginning of the season where he wasn't
Yeah.
quite at best and he was having a bit of a lull, and he's picked his game up over the last few months, etc. And he's been a different player. Um, but yeah, ESR's got the potential to go to the top. The way you know, his spatial awareness, the way he always has a picture of what he wants to do with the ball once he receives it,
Yeah,
in tight spaces, with his back to goal. No, he's a complete player.
Mm.
He likes to make the last run into the box. He started to get that into his game as
Yeah,
well.
he does
Time in
that
the
very
last
well.
in the box from midfield. He started to produce that into his game. So he's a dangerous player, and I'm glad he's in our team. It's very exciting. And yeah, I just don't think we need to put too much pressure on him. I'm glad that we've got players that it's competition at the moment, and like at the moment, I feel like it was good that there were times where he has come out the team
Yeah.
and then been brought back in, because it keeps him hungry. Because at a time where he was doing well, we just got into the England team. It was easy to just, keep playing and whatever, So I feel
yeah.
like it was probably good for him to come out the team.
Yeah,
I was,
Martinelli applied that
Sorry.
pressure, didn't he?
yeah.
Martinelli applied
Yeah,
that pressure, didn't
exactly.
he? Yeah.
Yeah, but it's good to see that ESR also didn't just take that badly and feel like
Yeah,
like sat back on it and thought, all right, this person's took my place when I've been playing so well. I'm the top scorer. It's like
yeah.
each time he's then got the opportunity, whether it was 20 minutes,
And he's
whether it's the
taken it.
start
He's,
again,
he got a goal
he's
in
taken it
important
and
times.
tried each time, So I've been impressed with his attitude as well,
Yeah.
in some of the situations he found himself in.
Yeah, one of the things I was going to say, I thought at the beginning of the season, obviously we done that whole promotion with him being our new number 10, and I was thinking, is he ready
Yes.
for it? But
Mm.
to be fair, he stepped into those boots very well. Considering he's 21, it's been a year since he's really, or just over a year since he's broke into the squad. Would you agree that are you happy with ESR, John, or are we getting too happy too early?
No, I'm happy with him. I think he's a good player, and I think where I am with it now, because with these youngsters, there's levels to it. There's levels to it. So
Mm,
okay, are you you a decent Premiership player? Do you think you can hack it at this level? I think that's answered. If he doesn't score another goal this season, he would have scored more goals in the Premiership season than some seasoned pros ever managed to. I think it
mm.
would be interesting to see what level he can reach. Right when we get back into Europe. Can he produce on those stages every week, like Kurt's
Yeah,
saying,
real talk.
Saturday, Wednesday,
Mm,
and then push on and be a player. I always say when we have players and people hype them up, I say, all right then, which one of the top four teams or which one of the big teams in the country would he get into? So you want to see him progress to the point where you could see, you could put him in Liverpool's team or you could put him in Man City's
Mm.
team. They're the teams that he would get into. So I think he's heading in that direction, but I he's a good player. He merits his first team place. Now I want to see him progress and look at him as a player who produces on on the stages where Arsenal need to be. You know.
yeah,
Mm.
I like the way you said Wednesday as well. Wednesday nights. Hopefully, we'll be there next season.
Yeah, yeah.
But also as well, the goal he took. I love the way he took it. It was class.
Mm.
It was a class finish. But another guy that got the goal, obviously Saka. So he's got 7 goals this season. Now, firstly, it's his highest tally in a season so far. And the season's not finished yet. So he's obviously added goals to his game. But one of the things I like and I do respect is his mental strength. I don't know if we can talk about that because if you think, the heartache that he went through, obviously after the Euros,
Yeah.
missing the penalty, but also the abuse he was getting as well, you know. And
Mm.
to think, well, how old is he? He's like 19, 20.
Yeah,
I
something
think he
silly
just
that.
turned 20.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
He's
always
just
forget when you see him play. You just forget how young he is, bro. It's crazy.
mm.
Yeah, no, I think that's definitely a player that we gotta give a lot of respect. The way he's progressing forward.
Yeah,
Mm.
and I think that tandem is something that we need to build on, right? And build on around. So that ESR Saka tandem. Obviously, not forgetting Odegaard and Co. But those two young players have come in and really made their mark and been part of the stabilization, so to speak. Um, so yeah, the two of them going together. And yeah, you're right. It could have been an excuse for him to have a bit of a blank season this year. Coming off the back of the Euros and everything. If he wasn't mentally there or he was a bit down or he wasn't producing, you might give him a blind and say, look, it was a big
Yeah.
hitch early in his career.
Mm.
But to be honest, if he came from somewhere else, you wouldn't know that he went through such a career traumatic thing not too long ago. You wouldn't even know. He was
Yeah.
just getting
Would,
on with
would
it.
you would you say that's something that could help his career in a way? Like actually going through that diversity and then going through those issues,
Mm.
that heartbreak. Do you think it'll make him a stronger player? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, you never want to go through those things. Yeah, you'd rather win every time. But if you're gonna go
Yeah,
for it, you
facts.
go for it earlier. You go for it with other people around you. I'm
Mm.
sure lots of people in the game reached out to him. He seems to have a close connection. All was around still them times. So look, it's better you go through that now. And that's one of the things I think for England, the younger players playing in those tournaments, doing those things now. So going forward, when they have to step up to that stage, it's not a new thing. They've been there before, and they'll want to right those wrongs.
Yeah. Kurt, I wanna talk about another young player, Mr. Martin Odegaard. Obviously, in the summer we were potentially going to spend 70 million on Maddison. There's a lot of rumours with midfielders we were going to sign, and obviously got Odegaard for, I think it's like 30 million around that mark. Would you say he's a bargain? Firstly, have you been impressed with him?
I think he'll go on to be a bargain. I think he'll be very good value for money. When you look at 35 million for the quality, you can see the quality that he has. And I like that he's starting to have more of an influence on our play. You can see that a lot of the players look to play through him. And I'm enjoying the way that he's beginning to, come into his own, shall we say, as an Arsenal player. I feel like he's getting more and more comfortable, and you can see the talents there. And I feel like the more he's, the more he's given time to adapt and, fully get into his groove, I feel like he'll be a very influential player for us going forward.
You talk about influence. Do you see a future Arsenal captain in him? Obviously, Lacazette's moving at the end of the season. Is that someone that you would put forward to be captain for Arsenal?
Ooh.
Have I gone too far?
I mean,
he's captain for Norway.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I wouldn't say the only reason that I feel like it's early is because he's just signed for us this season. So I feel like it's early. However,
who's been there for long enough to
at the moment you can tell that he is. If you look at what what you want your captain to be, you want him someone that's going to be influential.
Yeah.
Around the dressing room, on the pitch. Implement the manager's ideas as well and his messages, and get that to his teammates on the pitch, etc. So I feel like he does have that kind of aura about him. Like I say, the only thing is I'd say was length of service, but other than that, I wouldn't be against it if they turned around and said, okay, he was the captain. I'm not going to go and throw my toys at the pram, but I'd understand why, but it wouldn't necessarily be my first choice.
Yeah, I know. I think I know who your first choice is, but you pointed out his length of service, but really and truly, a lot of this Arsenal squad are quite new to the team. So who has been there for longer? I know you're going to say, actually. Who is your first choice?
Who am I going to say?
You're going to say Tierney, man. I feel. Am I right?
I feel like he is one of the front runners. Definitely one of the front runners. I feel like one of my drawbacks with him, I don't even necessarily feel like he's necessarily the most vocal player necessarily.
I think it's a bit of a myth.
Yeah, like I feel like it's more the way he plays that people have that impression, like because like he's the British stuck in.
Rally up
down
the crowd
in the snow and do you know what I mean? Like, so it's a bit like, so I get why some people say I'm not really on it like that, if I'm being honest.
So who's your choice then? Would it be?
This is the thing, like I'm still a little bit undecided if I'm completely honest with you.
Fair enough.
You see me, if Gabriel was speaking better English, he'd be a candidate for me.
Yeah. I agree.
He's a bit rash though, man. I don't know.
What's your opinion?
He's a bit rash, and but I think what you lot said there is the problem, right? The team is so young. There's no one that really stands out.
That's
for
it.
me, I think someone like Partey, I was looking at him when he was coming and thinking, you come in and you start marshalling the midfield. That's someone that we could have as a captain, but I don't think he's warranted it since he's joined. I don't think his performances have. I don't think he's on the pitch. I think Odegaard, maybe in time. I still think, as Kerr said, I think he will go on to be a bargain. Still yet to see. Like he's had some good performances, but I don't see enough of him yet to say giving him the armband, because it's not just about what he's gonna do. Giving him the armband to send a message to the rest of the squad, right? That the rest of the squad should really feel that. Even that whole voting thing that they do, they need to get rid of that, man. Just appoint the captain and done.
Yeah, facts.
So yeah, a few people have said Gabriel to me. I've seen it on floating around on Twitter. I actually think in the medium to long term, I wouldn't be surprised if Ramsdale becomes a captain. If I'm honest, I think the way he is, the way he's vote. I'm not even that big on the whole vocal.
I like Ramsdale as well. I think that's a good choice.
Yeah, it's not the 80s anymore. I'm not saying man has to be shouting every minute, but you know, if he keeps up the consistency and grows in this personality that he seems to have and the connection with the fans and stuff, I wouldn't be surprised if he became captain. But I think in the short term, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes with Odegaard. Actually, I can see him doing that. I can't see anyone else getting it. Or if Laca stays, he'll give it to Laca. But I don't see Laca staying. So
no, Laca's gone.
Yeah, I think he'll give it to Odegaard. I think that's who he'll give it to. Yeah.
No, fair enough. And you mentioned Laca. Obviously we're getting a few goals from the midfielders, as I've highlighted today. But with Laca, there seems to be a lack of goals. You see what I did there?
Yeah.
In fact, from all the strikers, to be fair, have been, in terms of scoring goals, they haven't really been doing it. Even back from when Aubameyang, we'll talk about Aubameyang in a minute actually, because obviously he played the other day. Yeah, we'll touch upon that. But do you think is that a worry for you, the fact that Lacazette's not getting the goals, or the strikers are not getting the goals, so to speak? I'll ask you, John.
Yeah, it's a massive worry. And you're watching games and certain chances, you can just see the lack of confidence in him, man. He doesn't believe. Don't get me wrong, Laca was never the most prolific. I'm one of the people that used to back him and talk about his overall contribution and all of that. But boy, he's made me eat my words these last few months, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I can't back him in any way. So it is a problem because, as you said earlier, Kadir, these are young kids. They're gonna have some inconsistencies. Their quality is there, but your strikers need to chip in. They need to chip in. We can't be relying on Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard and ESR, man, to be hitting double figures to get us to where we need to be this season. So, like, he's got to find the nets, later, and it needs to be open play, not a pen. He needs a chance to fall to his feet, and he slots it in confidently. And as for Eddie, I could have predicted this anyway at the start of the season, so I'm not even surprised with that. But Laca needs a goal. It's very worrying. It goes back to what I was talking about last week, right?
But do you think the criticism's fair though? Because obviously he's lacked goals, but if you look at a team like, let's take City for example, they haven't really got an out-and-out striker scoring goals. Do you think the game's changed a bit, where you could say the goals are coming from midfield, they're coming from different players, the style of play enables different players to get the goals? And to be fair to Laca, he gets stuck in. He was the guy who started the ESR goal. It was his pass. Partey is for the second goal. Obviously, it was Partey's ball to Saka, but before that, it was Laca he was passing the ball to Partey. So he's part of the play. Is that not good enough for you?
No, I get it. This is I'm his lawyer in all these WhatsApp groups here. I'm there with the defense, but the difference is, you said Man City, bro. Those players, none of them are employed to be strikers, right? Pep's playing non-strikers in striker positions. But when we talk about Jesus or anyone else, we talk about his goals. He's there to score, right? So that's the problem with Laca. That all the rest of that is good, but you're there to score. So unfortunately, if Laca wasn't doing that stuff, but he was scoring goals, you'd be having a different conversation. But he's affecting results, right? So unfortunately, you can do all of that, but you can't have 3 goals all season. That
that is a pretty...
It's March next week. Like, there's no way we can dress it. So I hear you on the Man City thing, but at least those players scoring is not a bonus to their job, but it's not the main thing. But you put a striker on that pitch, you're paid to be a striker. Scoring has to be the story that we build around you. It can't be we talk about everything else, but you're not scoring. It just can't work.
And it's not even to that sentiment. yeah, it's not even to say that you have to be the top scorer, like in the team. Do you get what I'm saying?
Bro.
Because in this day and age, the striker doesn't necessarily have to be the top scorer in the team, yeah, but you need to be contributing. And I think that's the problem we're having. You know, like I don't mind, yeah, like as we all said, yeah, we all know that Lacazette's not exactly been the most prolific striker for us, yeah, over the seasons or whatever, yeah. But for example, if he'd have taken the 1-2, you know, like the bait chances that he's had over the last one, like when we went down to 10 men, he sticks it away against Wolves. Bang, 2-0. All of a sudden, the rest of their game's a lot different. Do you know what I'm saying? And things like
100%.
if he put certain ones away and now he's got like 6-7 goals for the season at this point, we're not crying as much. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you're contributing, you're making a difference for us on the pitch, innit? Like when we need it times. And although he is contributing in terms of our overall play and things like that, don't get me wrong. Like I say, you also, as a striker, like what John says, you're judged on your goals as well, innit? Like, and when the opportunities are rising, it's not like the chances ain't coming and you're just you know having other parts to play in the game. You're actually having the chances as well to be decisive in the game, and then not taking them, and that's hurting us. So
and that's the issue for me, because if you watch him, he will get 1 or 2 of those chances a game. So to your point, even if you forget everything else, you just watch the game, you will always come away being like, you've had at least 2 chances you should have played. Like as a
and
Premier
man wants
League
him
striker,
to bang it as well, you know. Man
of
wants
course,
him to do well, like, but it's just not happening, innit? So
facts. And I think it's after as well the match. He's always apologizing. Like we all like Laca, but it's like we don't want you to apologize, but we want you to put in the back of the net. I think that's the issue there. So I agree to that sentiment. To be fair, I think he definitely needs a goal. And you know what? Once he gets that goal, people will look at him completely different. Because I know with Ronaldo, he was getting goals previously. He went through a bit of a drought. People were questioning Ronaldo. All of a sudden, he's the man again. You know, he gets a goal the other day. I think, to be fair, United have actually equalised, I think. And
they have.
And to be fair, Spurs lost, so that's a good result for us. 1-0 to Burnley. Yeah, bro. Peak times.
Lost.
Jeez,
Result.
to Burnley. Result full time. Yeah.
And I triple captain Mo Salah. Yeah, this week is game day.
Bro, I got mashed. I'm doing a head to head with my cousin.
And what's
on
their
that, man.
score? I saw it was like
4-0.
3-0 earlier.
6-0 finished.
It's 6-0.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm finished. My cousin, he triple captain Mo Salah. Yeah, he murdered me. He absolutely murdered me. How much did he get in the end? Goals, and how much points did he get? Because he was on 72 points in the first half.
He got 2 goals and an assist.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm finished, bro. I owe money for that.
I didn't even put my team yet, man.
You're one of them guys. What by the time it's end of December, January, you ain't even change your team for time, innit? You just give up.
Bro, man, I didn't. No, do you know what? I ain't done it since he come back from African nations, man. It changed
back in. Yeah. No, fair enough. Talking about another guy that went African nations, Aubameyang. Obviously, this week he played. Look at John's face; he's smiling hard. You know, it's like I told you so.
Listen,
he got a hat trick.
I'm happy for him
for Barcelona. Fair play to him. To be fair, I mean, I'd say the first goal, class goal. That was a good goal, man. Second goal, tapping for me personally. And the third goal was lucky. I think he just hit him and then it just went in. But
I tell you what, if Laca scored that third one, we'll take it now, don't it?
Facts. No, fair play to him, man. It's true. With Aubameyang, I think he towards the end, for whatever reason, he didn't fit into our style of play. It wasn't happening for him. But he's clearly still a player, and I hope he does well, man. So
that, bro.
Exactly.
Respect, man.
Yeah. And of course, I saw Vlahovic scoring in Champions League as well. I think after 8 minutes or something stupid like that.
No, it was like 1 minute or something.
Oh, 1 minute is even quicker than that.
It was very early, very early.
Yeah. But I think what's key there is that we're going for the right players. Do you know what I'm saying? We may not be getting these players and you're not going to get some of these players. You see how good they are, but we're going for the right ones. So,
to be fair, look, Vlahovic was rightfully so you looking for a Champions League club? If you're his representative at that point,
facts.
if no Champions League clubs are coming in or they're not coming in with the right money, all right, fine. You will talk to an Arsenal or someone who is your stepping stone, unfortunately, or you can be the guy that takes them there. But once Juve comes in,
yeah,
it's a
especially in
no-brainer.
the Italian league, yeah.
And especially when you look at the other strikers that are there, you must have looked at Morata and them and said, "Yeah, all right, yeah, I'm playing, man." Like,
It's a wash. I'm here for the next 10 years.
yeah, exactly. Like, I'm
Yeah,
playing,
no
so
facts.
It's fair. So yeah.
Let's move on to tomorrow. Then obviously we've got the match against Wolves at home. Obviously we beat them. Was that 2 weeks ago now or 2 matches ago? So we gotta repeat that. First, are you guys confident for the victory?
I'm not. You know, I'm a bit. It's one of those ones where I should be, but it's just when it's a lot of games in a short period of time. Our team as well. I think there's certain things I'm confident about. I think the structure will be good. I think defensively will be solid. So there's a few components of the game I could be confident about. How we will then go forward and punish them, or if they score early, it's that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Obviously, there's a whole psychological, all the nonsense after the last game, blah blah blah. So yeah, I'm a bit on the fence with this one. I think if I had to predict the score, I'd go for us having a win again.
Okay.
And we're at home as well.
Yeah.
But I'd have as much confidence in my prediction this week as I did about my Brentford one, if I'm honest. So,
yeah. I mean, me personally, I went for the victory the first time. In my heart, I wasn't too confident, but we did get the victory. I feel like the home advantage this time should get us over the line. It's going to be a tough match, though. It's definitely not going to be an easy match. I'm gonna go for a 2-0 victory. Just to keep the faith, keep the confidence. Hopefully we can do it. It's going to be a tough match though, man. I'm not going to lie, because that what's his name? Prudence.
Yeah, bro.
He's hard, bro. He's hard.
Jimenez is on the form as well. Jimenez is on scoring.
Yeah. Exactly. They
so...
got Moutinho back as well. Yeah. I think the biggest threat for Wolves, if I'm honest, I think is the midfield. Well, Jimenez as well, obviously, but like that Prudence guy, he worries me, man. He's a dangerous player.
No, I agree. Well, we got Martinelli back to, haven't we?
Yeah, and before I ask your prediction, Kurt, would you play Martinelli? And so would you play him over ESR, or is there opportunity to play Martinelli over Laca, or would you play Pepe instead of Laca? Maybe. Well, how would you start that forward formation in terms of those players?
Right, listen, yeah. In an ideal situation, yeah, I would love to be able to experiment right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just being real, I'd love to be able to experiment and say, right, we're going to teach Lacazette a bit of a lesson right now and put him on the bench for a minute. Let him have a think about what's going on, you know what I'm saying? Sort himself out and put say a Martinelli up front, so then you don't have to drop an ESR or whatever, yeah? However, this ain't an ideal world, yeah? And I don't know how that exactly is going to work. And I feel like this is an important 3 points.
100%.
And a very important 3 points, if you ask me. And I feel like we need to win it. So I feel like at the moment, the team's playing okay. The team that played on the weekend played well or whatever. So I'd go with the same team.
You stick to the same team, yeah?
Yeah. If Tomiyasu's fit, I'll bring him in for Cedric right back. But other than that, I'd play the same team.
Okay. Because I was thinking even Cedric had a good game, you know.
Yeah, he did, and that's what I mean. It's even a bit harsh on Cedric, but I just like Tomiyasu, and I just feel like he's solid. And I feel a lot more secure when he's playing. And like when you're saying when you're playing, like when you got players like Prudence and then man there, I rather Tomiyasu there.
Yeah. Wolves are a different proposition, I would say, and and having Tomiyasu,
especially after
back.
the game we played the other day, you know, like with a little bit of passer where they were like the way we're celebrating and all them things there.
Yeah,
I feel like they're gonna be extra trying to bring it to beat us at home for this game to spoil the party 100%. So we need to be up.
I mean, at the end of the day, Cedric knows the deal by now, man. He could play like a Ballon d'Or player for one match. If Tomiyasu is available, he gets in the team. He just gives us so much more overall. And against a team like Wolves, you play him if he's there. I think Martinelli, I wouldn't be surprised to see him play again. I think, you know, ESR's going forward, amazing with ball carrying, but I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, if you're thinking about the defensive side of the game as well, Martinelli probably gives a little bit more. And the way Wolves set up, you might want Martinelli up and down on that side, or on either side, really. You know, doing some more of that defensive work. But yeah, I wouldn't be mad if you went with the same team. I think I wouldn't be mad with that. But I wouldn't be surprised if he put Martinelli in.
Do you know what?
And also,
go on.
I was gonna say, and also, I think they're gonna be managing ESR's load, as they call it, a bit more as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll see him playing that many consecutive games. You know, they'll just try and manage him through. He's had a
took
few
him off the other
injuries.
day. Yeah,
Exactly. So I think a combination of that and maybe tactically he's thinking, look, you know, you give me a bit more defensively. I wouldn't be surprised if Martinelli started.
See, I kind of think with Martinelli, he's a good player to, when everyone's tired, to bring him on and then use his pace towards the end of the match to kind of, you know, take advantage of some tired legs. But yeah, no, it wouldn't be a problem for me if Martinelli did start. We've seen that ESR is a good impact player. It doesn't affect him, the fact that he may not be starting, so to speak. In fact, it kind of makes him play better sometimes and kind of push on to try and hungrier to get that goal. But I think he's going to go for the same team. I think Martinelli, you know, he made that mistake getting sent off. I kind of feel he lost his head, and I kind of feel Arteta's someone who'll kind of say, look, you just teach him from that. You know, you need to learn from that as well. That's your mistake, because really and truly you should be starting, but because of the mistake you made.
But the player that played instead of you
has now scored.
Exactly.
Has played well, scored. Do you know what I mean? So now I can't drop him. So that's why I just feel like that conversation might be why we see the same lineup.
Yeah.
But like I say, I wouldn't be upset if Martinelli does start either.
Yeah. So what's the score for you, Kerr, then, man? You going for the victory? You don't like saying the victory nowadays, bro. It's like it's tense, before.
Bro, it's tense these days, man. Like, I'm gonna say 1-0.
Wow, you're sticking to that 1-0. You were 1-0 man last week still.
Bro, because listen, it's
gonna be a tight match. That's
and like I said, I feel like Wolves are gonna be especially on it, yeah. Like after, you know, us beating them at their ground the other day, like I say. So I just feel like it's gonna be a tight game, but I do feel like we can sneak it.
Yeah. No, fair enough. Hopefully we get a victory. We'll be at home. I just want to, it's going to be a short one this week, because I just want to see what Expressions is saying on the Burnley match, hear his thoughts. But what I would say,
I'm exactly the same. That's what's funny, man.
I need to tune in. I need to lock in, because he's a Tottenham supporter, but he's hella funny, man. He's a great personality,
and he knows that they're Arsenal, man, watching as well.
He says that. He says that himself, you know.
Yeah,
so,
they used to enjoy watching AFTV, so
exactly.
And that's it. Yeah, they enjoy it. Yeah, trust me.
Exactly. I just want one final question. I'm going to end it on. Obviously, we saw this week that Arteta's due to get is it a 3-year contract. There's been a lot of talk of that. I'm coming to you, John, first, because I see you smiling. Yeah. Firstly, the first question I want your thoughts on that, but also as well, if he doesn't get top 5, would you still give him the contract, the 3-year contract? So he's finishing
me
6
personally. Nah, I think. No.
Before you start, knowing that he's halfway through a process and he's changed half the players, we know he needs to get a striker in as well.
The lawyer.
Look at me trying to persuade that.
No, I hear you, but
go on.
I hear you, but you know, like I said last week, my thing is, at the end of the season, he's been 2.5 years in the job, however many windows, how much money to spend. I think this 3-year contract, again, we don't know the details, but yeah, if he gets fifth, again, you're bringing us back to where you started, but I'll let that one go. If he gets fifth, you give him a longer contract just to protect himself a little bit. But that contract would, I mean, it would have so many, performance-related elements.
Stipulations. Best small print. He left us. He left. I think Arteta's done something to him, man. He must have heard the chat. He thought, I don't let him talk no more. So let me hear your thoughts on that, Kerr, bro. Is that something? Oh wait, is he coming back?
Yeah, I'm back. So
yeah, he's back. He's back. That was Arteta, bro. We were saying, man.
Yeah,
he didn't like what you were saying.
Yeah, probably. He's like, nah, I've had enough of this rubbish. So look, I think it was inevitable. He was gonna get a contract. I think the hierarchy sounds like they like him. They promoted him halfway through his tenure, right? It's like he was only going in one direction. But for me, it's got to be end of the season thing. See where we get to the end of the season. As I understand it, the terms have been agreed. I don't know if it's been signed yet. But you know these clubs, man, they'll sign something in January. They won't tell us till May or whatever it is. And then the next thing I've been hearing is, it's going to be a pretty hefty salary. It's going to be Wenger level salary, 8.5 million a year. And I'm just like, I don't know about that. He's not. You can say he's won the FA Cup, but I don't think. I don't know what the going rate is these days, to be honest. But I don't. We're making the same play that we do with players, right? And then we complain later.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So I don't know, but yeah, I expected it. Am I over the moon about it? Not really. I think end of the season, if he gets fifth, you give him I think you give him a couple of years extension personally, on top of the current one, maybe up his pay, and then you review again. But the hierarchy love him, man. So we're stuck with him for a few years, it seems like.
Okay, we'll end with your thoughts, man. Is if he comes out of the top 5 or he finishes outside the top 5, sorry, would you give him this extension of a contract, this 3-year contract, or is that something you wouldn't do?
Short answer, no.
Wow, okay.
If he finishes outside them European spots,
yeah.
The benefit of the doubt I'm giving him is that I'm not saying if he doesn't finish in the Champions League. Some people are saying if he don't finish Champions League, then he should be done. I'm not quite going that far, but I feel like, but if he don't finish in the European places, definitely not. And that's why I feel like we need to wait until the summer before this contract is even.
And I'm not even saying fire him if he doesn't make it. I'm saying the contract offer him is now different, isn't it? It's now okay. It's now a 2-year with less money, and then in that time he can always leave or he can get someone else in or whatever. So I'm not saying, if he finishes 7th, fire the guy. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, if he gets 7th, even 6th work for that big contract, then it's like, okay, fine. You know what? You got a year left. Here's a year extension or 2-year extension after that. Here's a middle ground in terms of P's, and then when you do what you're doing, we'll ratchet it up. That's the way it should be done.
Yeah.
When you're reaching the goals that we're setting,
let me do it. Yeah. No, definitely. Agreed. Look, guys, we're gonna wrap it up there. I'm gonna thank you guys for both coming on. Appreciate it. Hopefully we get the victory tomorrow. Something I forgot to do again was say like, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. But yeah, please do that. Please share it. Until next time, people. Peace.
That's it.